My 25F boyfriend, 26M, told another girl he likes her. Should I leave him? My boyfriend and I have been together for 10 years. We got together during high school, and we are each other's first and only girlfriend/boyfriend. My boyfriend is an extrovert. He has tons of friends from different circles, and a lot of very close friends as well. As for me, I'm a nurse in a prestigious hospital, and last year, when the lockdown started, I was given an opportunity to work in a COVID ward, with a significant increase in pay. But the catch is, we'll be staying in isolated quarters within the hospital complex this whole time. Since we cannot risk infecting our family or friends, we're not allowed to go home. I discussed this with my boyfriend and we both agreed that I should take it. The increased pay would definitely help us for our future since we are already planning to get married soon. My employment in the COVID ward started last year around March, and this January, I was finally allowed home. This was the time my boyfriend confessed to me that he told another girl he likes her. Last year, due to my work, we weren't able to meet at all. We did call and message each other regularly but not as often as before since I had long hours at work and needed rest. Since he was sad and missing me, he kept himself busy with work, his hobbies, and his friends. He has a lot of close friends, girls and guys, so it's normal for him to sometimes meet up with them both as a group, and one-on-one. He has this close friend who he spent quite a lot of time together, as friends, while I wasn't around, and he found that this girl will be moving to a different state for work. It was then that he told her that he likes her. When my boyfriend told me this January, he said that he just got confused with his feelings. He felt a minor attraction, and probably got even more confused since this girl was leaving. But he later on clarified with this girl that they're just friends, BTW. The girl didn't like him back. Now, he realized his mistake, and is doing everything he can to make it up for me. He's been more caring, does things for me, and pays more attention to my needs. I do feel that he genuinely loves me and is doing his best to make up for his mistake. Although I feel his sincerity in fixing our relationship and I do appreciate him confessing this to me, I can't help but feel so betrayed by this. I don't understand why he had to wait so long to tell me. We've been together a long time and celebrated all our major life milestones together. Thought his love for me was stronger than this. I'm a very calculated person, so I don't make mistakes like this, so I can't really understand his perspective. Ever since we got together, I always made sure not to be too close to guys to protect our relationship. Of course I have guy friends, not just very close. I was loyal, faithful and devoted to him for 10 years, him and only him, and it's very difficult for me to accept that he wasn't. He broke my trust. I do love him so much, but I'm really having a hard time accepting his past actions. It hurts me so much. Him crying every day, couldn't focus at work, questioning my life's purpose, etc. I'm going on a downhill spiral. I'm even considering leaving him because I can't seem to move forward. Every time I see him, what he did automatically comes to mind. I read somewhere that it's normal for people to get attracted to others while in a relationship, but him telling her he likes her was, I think, out of line. Didn't he think of me while he was with the girl? Did it even cross his mind how I would react if I found out? So my question is it normal for people in committed relationships to be confused about their feelings, especially after 10 years of being together? Am I overreacting, or is this not a big of a deal as I thought? Do I give him another chance? Yes, during our 10 years together, we didn't have any major issues. This is the biggest one. Edit, he says it was just a spur of the moment slip of the tongue / thinking out loud when he told her he likes her, not actually confessing his feelings for her. Too long didn't read. My boyfriend of 10 years told another girl he likes her while I was staying in an isolated facility for work. He broke my trust. Should we still continue our relationship? I'm not trying to push you to break up with him, but this is a pretty serious thing for him to do. He started having feelings for the girl, and instead of distancing himself, he kept hanging out with her. I understand how difficult being apart must have been, but he should have taken you and your relationship into consideration. One question I'm wondering about is what if she liked him back? Would he have taken it further and physically cheated? This one. I think it is normal to have little bursts of attraction to randos in a long-term relationship. Everyone is human and attraction doesn't just turn off completely, but what do? You distance yourself. You give them space until any spark is gone out of respect for your partner, and then you can go back to being friends once you're over it. You don't spend more time with them until you're able to distance yourself. The fact that it got to the point where any sort of confession could happen is part of what is upsetting here. He took a mild attraction further into confessing. This was no animal instinct. We can appreciate art without taking it home or the urge to. Your boyfriend took it too far, hun. Here's the questions that you need to ask/answer and determine whether or not you can trust him and if you'll be able to live with the lingering doubts. Would he have acted on his feelings if she had reciprocated them? What happens if/when you get sequestered for work again during the ongoing pandemic? I know I would have enough doubts that I certainly wouldn't proceed forward with a wedding. Please make the best decision for your own mental well-being. Now is the time to be selfish and think of what's best for you before you take another step together towards marriage. Okay, here's a different scenario. It's what first came to mind for me. What if the girl liked him back? What then? I would say he got lucky that she didn't like him, so he didn't cheat/leave you. What happens if this happens again? It's really up to you. Was he hanging out with this girl and his group of friends in person? Seems a little inconsiderate, considering we're in the middle of a pandemic and you were literally working in the COVID ward for almost a year and weren't allowed to go home. No, that wasn't your question, but I think the other comments have covered that. Best of luck to you. That was my thought, too. How did he have face-to-face time with her to fall for her? Ridiculous. Why does my husband spend all his free time on video games since we got married? Right now my 23F husband, 24M, has been playing video games for the past 3+ hours like he does every night, and I'm just wondering why he always does this. He has already played for at least 3 hours already today and basically uses all his free time to play League. We have been married for 3 years, dated for 2. He virtually never played before we got married. Right now he has just started a master's program and so I am supporting him by working 2 part-time jobs. Couldn't get a full-time one, that add up to around 45 to 50 hours a week. Mondays through Thursdays for me are like 10 hours and then the rest on Fridays and sometimes weekends. For some reason when I am not working I expect him to want to spend time with me, but instead he just wants to play video games. I would say oh I get it cause he's stressed out from school, but he was literally bragging to his mom and brother the other day about how he has 1/3 of the homework he had in his undergrad while still attending as a full-time student. I'm just really tired and feeling like he is just with me for sex and financial support. During undergrad we both were in school, but I always took more credits than him and worked at least part-time. He has worked occasionally but not like me. He claimed it was cause he can't handle that many classes and work and still get good grades, but he just spent hours a day playing League and Minecraft. At first he claimed it was to spend time with his brothers and friends, online Discord stuff, but he spends just as much time playing alone now. I just don't understand why he, and a lot of guys I know, and some girls, love video games so much that they neglect everything else in their life and don't seem to care. Just feels like I am living with a leech who occasionally asks how he can support me more in the home and be an equal partner, but then when I ask him to do the dishes he just washes plates and bowls and none of the silverware, even though we have plenty of clean dishware but zero clean silverware. But I digress. I want to ask him to get a part-time job or something to help take some of the stress off me. Both of my jobs are stressful and I have to make all the financial decisions, but in the past he tanks in other areas when he is doing that, and at least playing video games he still gets good grades somehow. I guess I really just feel unappreciated and have been crying for the past bit in our bedroom while he plays in the living room. And seriously guys, I never cry, like, ever. I have even felt at times I must be a sociopath for not crying, so at least I'm less of a sociopath now it seems. Bright sides. We played a board game for a bit after I finished work, but then even when I wanted to just talk about stuff. He loves talking about politics and religion. Think that one guy who annoys you at work. He went to playing League by himself instead. I expressed my distaste for the fact that he was ignoring me for a game, but he didn't seem to care. Basically he only wants to spend time with me if we are doing something he likes, like board games or sex. I'm feeling sad. This post went into a lame rant, I know. Just wanted to know anyone's thoughts on my situation and questions. Plus I'm feeling lonely, obviously. Edit, I just realized I needed to clarify something. My husband and I agreed he wouldn't work during grad school since he thought he would be busy. I originally thought he could do like 10 hours a week working or take more credits to finish faster, but after we talked we decided I would just work. But he isn't, since he can finish all his HW and still have 5+ hours to play video games. So that's why I have started reconsidering it again. It's just hard to be working 2 jobs knowing he is just playing video games. Edit, thanks for everyone who gave good advice on how to work better for the relationship and communicate. I want to make it clear that I love my husband and I want to be with him, and that this problem is more recent. This is not a fake post and I will not be divorcing my husband. Thanks for the honest feedback though, and I will definitely be reevaluating things knowing that some people wouldn't take this crap and that it's okay to push back. Edit, so we had a talk. It went well and he expressed his desire to contribute but his feeling of lack in doing so, which I kinda get since sometimes you have a million things to do but do nothing instead, haha. We settled on him pursuing a part-time job or donating plasma, as has been done sometimes in the past, sadly/happily. Donating plasma actually makes more money for less time, and I have donated in the past too, and even that much will make a big difference. He does want to scale back on the video games, so we'll probably have more conversations there. I want it to be known that he has been a great spouse in the past, but I have also been feeling extra overwhelmed this month, which led to this post. I have downfalls too, and I just needed perspectives here. Thanks so much for all your advice. I had no idea this would get so much interest/response. Too long didn't read. My husband spends all his free time on video games and I feel like marriage is a joke. Why do people get married so young and before they have finished school? I would have a proper talk with him if you haven't or consider leaving. You are way too young. If this is how he acts while you do all the work, what kind of dad do you think he'll be one day? Why do people get married so young and before they have finished school? Familial and cultural pressure. Emo, you're way too young to be dealing with this and to be married. You married a child and expected him to grow up. Talk to him and tell him to get a job. If he can't handle it and his grades tank, that's on him. That's not your problem or your fault. You also need to lay out what you need from him. You need to have a serious discussion of where your marriage is going, because it won't last the way it's going. I play video games, mostly Animal Crossing ATM, a lot. My husband was the one working while I did online classes. So I do my classes/study and play Animal Crossing a butt ton. For me it kinda helps to keep me from stressing. Sounds pathetic and maybe it is, but I have pretty bad anxiety, so it's a way to distract myself from the thoughts I'd have otherwise. That being said, I still do dishes, laundry, clean and all that. I don't just sit around on a game and let everything happen around me, and I still spend time with my husband, especially if he wanted to talk to me about something. There's a difference in being into games or heck even being kinda obsessed with them, and what your husband does. He's not really contributing in any way. If he can't get a job and keep up with school, I can understand that, but he can still help with other things, or at least be attentive to your emotional needs. I hope you both work it out. Good luck to you both. I, 41F, am a woman and I have performance anxiety now with him, 42 meters. We've been a couple for 7 years and I do love him. Unfortunately, in response to a stressful and difficult time between us, he chose to cheat on me and not tell me. I found out months later. Since then, I've been unable to be sexually active with him, although I chose to stay and try to work things out. That was coming up on a 1.5 years ago. When I first found out, I was livid and we had some huge fights. In one fight, it. He said he had an affair with her specifically because she was so hot. She's 100% opposite of me. Tiny yet curvy, younger and bow today I fucked up. Anyway, somehow that, on top of everything else, killed my sex drive. On top of it, I've gained 10 pounds, and I was already clearly a lot heavier than his preferred fantasy girl. It's just a mix of stress slash lockdown slash mild depression slash age I guess. But it's made me even less interested in having sex with him. He keeps saying we'll take it slow, we can just make out, we can just cuddle naked at first. The truth is, I cannot even imagine having sex with him anymore. Even though I love him and want to be with him. It's been a year and a half and I don't want him touching my body. I don't want to be naked with him. Yes, of course I can work hard and lose weight. I'd probably have to lose about 30 pounds now to start feeling confident. But that's so much easier said than done. Believe me, I've tried. And the hormonal aspect of it is a real B/CH. But that's only one part of the equation. I know who this woman is who he had an affair with. I can't compete with her. And I know I am not in competition with her, but damn I feel ugly and inadequate. I can't even imagine having sex with him again. Is there a way to work through this? Does it spell the end of times for us? I'm aware that going for 1.5 years, especially for him, without sex is not good for our relationship at all. But I honestly just can't. I can't have sex with him. SOS. Too long didn't read, he cheated and now we are both celibate and miserable.